Welcome everyone to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show where we break down the nerdy world. I am CJ Millen, joined of course by Brian Thornton and Joshua Burns.
I'd actually appreciate it if you introduced us as the Burnstons.
Yeah, that's
which is what Josh and I have decided our power couple name is.
That's our preferred method of contact at this point.
Wait, so we got Thornton Mellon between you and I, and now you got to get another couple name? What?
No, listen. I'm completely down with the Felon. It's good, but here's the thing about Burnstons. Burnstons, it's like Burnstons are like the couple who like welcome you to the neighborhood. They like bring you over a casserole, and they're like,
the Burnstons brought me the tuna noodle.
The Burnston brings the tuna noodle and the $10 bottle of wine. Whereas Felon literally sounds like felon, and I'm not sure I'm okay with that.
It's Thornton Mellon. It's
that's way too long. You got
Thornton Mellon was the name of Rodney Dangerfield's character in Back to School.
Yes,
I get the reference, but it's not a power couple name.
See, for me,
your name, the name of the triple Lindy.
Your name kind of reminds me of the couple that they do the casserole, they do the bottle of wine. Later on, you find out they swing. Like, they're a little too
We could be the Melltons.
Oh, I like that.
Melltons
never
would
mind.
work.
Okay, yeah, the Melltons.
All right, I like Melton.
They're a little crazy, those Melltons, but
yeah, they're the ones that are like, listen, you're not allowed to play in their yard. Just,
but I'll tell you what, Brian knows.
Don't go near them
because of the rhododendrons.
Wow, that was a lot of fun. Anyway, Josh, we missed you last week. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed your time.
I missed you more, Josh. more so because I was waiting a week and a half to tell that joke.
We had a good time in Chicago. It was all fun was had by all.
So diving right into things then this week. Speaking of things that you missed and just really kind of want to come back, there is some spectacular news coming that there is a chance that Steven Spielberg is bringing back the Animaniacs,
the ones that are zany to the max. Correct?
Yes,
they're Citizen Caney
because Dot is cute and Yakko yaks.
What does Wacko do again? I don't think Wacko does anything. God, Wacko, why are you useless? Really, I love that show. Just FYI. I binge watch it all the time.
It's available on Netflix right now.
Right now?
Right now, it's on the Netflix. And what I like about Animaniacs, it was crazy, right? It was zany,
but
to the max. But at the same time, I mean, even now, still holds.
They
up.
also had baloney in their slacks, which I identified with.
That's when the neighborhood gets together and be like, ooh, Brian's not allowed.
That's what the Melltons do. They keep baloney in their slacks.
He was a nice guy, but he smelled like baloney.
And you're a little leery about the Melltons because of the baloney smell.
Every neighborhood dog's best friend, but all the neighbors fucking hate you. They just with the baloney in your slacks all the time. You guys are so zany.
To the max.
To the max. Melltons. I love Animaniacs. It's up there. I put it up there with Hanna-Barbera as far as like nostalgia, right? Because it was always like an after school type of thing. I do like it. I don't know if they're trying to change the format of the show, but
I hope not.
Right. I hope that's the thing is I hope they keep it the same, and that's kind of tough to do because they were doing adult humor before anyone was doing adult humor.
Yeah,
in cartoons. I mean, I'm not talking about like the Simpsons type. Like, I mean, like a actual cartoon.
Like the adult humor that kids don't get at all, but parents totally crack up. Like,
right.
The Yakko, do you know how to conjugate? But I've never even kissed a girl before. Like
somebody had to get Prince.
Number one sister, dust for Prince. I found Prince. No, fingerprints. I don't think so.
But at the same time, right, they have those jokes, but they also helped you learn the state capitals. They have helped you learn parts of the brain. I mean, the world, right? All the countries in the world, which some of them don't exist anymore, which is just crazy. But
United States, Panama, Mexico, Canada, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru. I don't remember the rest of it. After Republic Dominican, I'm done.
That's better than most people already. So
I knew a guy who used to be able to sing the entire song.
That's
from memory.
The whole song?
The whole song from memory.
Get him.
I don't know if
show.
he still knows it. That was like 10 years ago.
I need you
It's
to
the same people that can sing all of It's the End of the World as We Know It and We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yes,
it's the same guy.
Yelling something I don't know.
Right.
Marilyn Monroe.
So we all know that I treat the movie theater as a holy sacred space.
Of course, with jungle gyms and phones alight.
Don't put the jungle gym thing out there because then it becomes a reality and then I have jungle gyms in my movie theater.
It's gonna happen.
Shut your face.
No.
Shut your face.
My face remains open.
So let's imagine this, right? You're on your first date, and for some reason you end up going to the movies to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Not for some reason, for several very good reasons.
For a first date,
I would do it. I would do it.
Of course you would.
I think my first date with Laura was Titanic.
Right, okay. That's a solid date movie. But let's say 15 minutes.
When the guy hit the thing, I laughed. It was
when the boat split in half. It was so funny.
All those people are dying.
It was the clang. Anytime I hear a clang, it's funny.
There's enough room at the door for both of them.
Listen. I watched it, and my heart did go on for all those people.
Anyway, so let's say 15 minutes into the movie, your date starts texting repeatedly, like at least 10 to 20 times. What do you do?
Okay. I say, hey, sorry it didn't work out.
Yeah. Well, let
me grab you an Uber so I don't have to drive you home.
So this guy is enraged, right? And basically tells his date, hey, just go outside, right? Just stop it. You're ruining the movie. Just leave. So she goes outside to text, and then she's like, well, I'm not sticking around for this bullshit. So she leaves him with no ride, which, again, be a man. Drive your date to it. Be a gentleman. Anyway.
Well, maybe they took an Uber. Maybe they met at one place and took an Uber to the theaters. Don't judge.
Well, hold on. Well, no, hold on. Before you be like, don't judge this guy. Let's talk about him.
Be a man. I'm a man. I don't ever drive anywhere.
So then this quote unquote man is now suing his date for $17.31 for the movie tickets.
Seems reasonable.
Seems the amount or the fact that he's suing the girl for texting.
Yes.
Both. So he gave her the opportunity to go ahead and to give him the money. She obviously just thinks this is dumb and stupid. So he's like, no, I'm going to take you to small claims court if you don't pay.
I want to see that shit on Judge Judy.
Right.
That's what I want.
So Judge Judy can go, hey, guy, she didn't like you. And that'd be the end of it.
So, I mean, come on. This is a little much.
Well, she paid him eventually, right?
She did, yes. But she basically, after the internet just trolled both of them, just hardcore. This poor woman got so much hate on the internet. She's like, here's this $17.31. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, it just cost her $17 to be rid of this jerk forever. Done.
After that, I would have given him $3 for pain and suffering, making it even 20.
Don't give him the damn satisfaction of that. But no, I mean, this is a little much. No, or do you think he's totally justified with this?
Nobody thinks this guy's justified.
Yeah, because this is what I would do to you, Josh, if I went to a movie with you and you started texting during the movie. Your bright screen in my eyes like a moth.
I would. Well, if you were next to me, I would deliberately crank the brightness. And it wouldn't. You know what's funny is it wouldn't be texting. It would be like Twitter.
Oh yeah, you would.
Fantasy football draft.
You'd be looking at recipes.
Group me, dude. It would be group me. Group me. I'm blowing up all the time because of all these fantasy football leagues.
I imagine you just pulling up a MacBook Pro.
He would set up his iMac in the theater. His iMac, right. He'd make sure that you were by an outlet and then just light it up. It'd be awesome.
Full
and then
bright,
he would,
like
you know what he
brightness.
would do? He would stream another movie during the movie.
See this? I hope you can see my face right now. Look at this.
It's so bright. Brian sneaks Compound Chicken into a movie theater. Josh is sneaking in an iMac.
Yeah, that's got to be hard to fit into some cargo shorts, bro.
Is there an outlet I could use, please? Can I just get the
sir, is that an iMac? Hold my Kung Pao Chicken. I have to set this up.
Basically, the internet needed to calm down on this one. This is a
Wi-Fi password here.
You have free Wi-Fi, right? Yes, the password is popcorn. Oh, not very original.
17.
That's really easy to hack. You should think of changing it.
I had a little nightmare scenario today. I went and I saw Wonder Woman. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And thankfully, during a really loud scene, I just feel my pocket just vibrating really heavily. And I'm like, this is kind of odd. When the scene is calming down, I start to hear my ringtone. I'm like, oh my God, I usually put my phone in airplane mode. And it was my little brother calling me during the middle of the movie, and I forgot to turn down my phone. So
you were mortified, and you had offended everyone around you.
I would have written an apology.
$17.31.
I would have written everyone an apology note. I would have been like, can I get your address? I need I'm going to send it with a stamp. I'm getting stamps right after.
It's going to be handwritten in calligraphy.
I'm going to write it with my own blood. I feel that passionate that I may have ruined someone's movie experience.
I only accept all notes from CJ in blood.
Anyway.
Doesn't necessarily have to be your blood, man. I mean, I'll take Tiger's blood too.
Tiger blood?
Yeah.
All right, Charlie Sheen. Whatever floats your boat. Hey, Josh Burns.
Yeah.
I found something floating around the internet that I know you need to be aware of.
Okay.
So there is a company called Triangle Films, and they went to Kickstarter to start a project called Voldemort: Origins of the Heir. And they got noticed. It looks like a really cool fan-made film about the origins, obviously, of Voldemort. But this has gotten the attention of Warner Brothers. And something similar happened to this before. Someone was trying to make a fan film for Star Trek. And then after heated negotiations, they decided that fan films can't exceed 15 minutes, 30 minutes if they're digital. And this company came out and said, we kind of want to make this a little longer than that. And now they have gotten the blessing from Warner Brothers to make this movie. I sent you the trailer. I'm very curious to get your reactions. And if you want to see the trailer, just go to our show notes. You can go ahead and you can find the trailer right there and you can watch it and come on back. So what do you think about this?
I watched the trailer and my initial reaction was, I can't believe this is a real thing. Like, it looks really cool. Now, there are caveats, right?
Yes.
There will be no J.K. Rowling.
Yep.
That's a problem, obviously. But the Star Wars sort of expanded book universe is sort of infinite. And some of those stories are really good. So with how much people love Harry Potter and how much sort of an entire generation has grown up in that world, I think fan books, fan films, and expanding the universe exponentially is unavoidable. I hope it's as good as the trailer, because the trailer was really well made.
It reminded me a little bit of when I first saw it, that fan-made Spawn film that we all talked about a few weeks ago.
That was very cool, yeah.
Again, it was just kind of, it was for them, it's really more like a, hey, this is my art project, and here's something I think would be really cool. But I do like where the trailer was kind of taking this. And again, you're right that there's no J.K. Rowling and no official affiliation.
No, but they managed to emulate. They managed to emulate the style of that storytelling really well, with the flashes and the newspapers and you know what I mean? Like the stuff that you expect to see with the action scattered in. And obviously we have Gryffindor versus Slytherin type of deal happening. But again, characters you've never heard of in scenarios that probably could never exist. But this is a cool, really cool aside from what we're used to from Harry Potter.
Yeah, and I mean, this has over 30 million views on Facebook, over 2 million views on YouTube. It looks really great. So here's the other catch to it, is that this is basically turning into a non-for-profit project where they really can't make revenue on this. And that's apparently part of this deal that's extremely hush-hush with Warner Brothers, that they just basically have to break even, and it's the exposure for their future projects, but they're not allowed to really profit off of this.
But I think if it is successful, owning the rights is more important.
Yeah, and it's all hush-hush. I mean, they're not going...
Let's face it. If this is good enough, those people are getting jobs at a studio somewhere, and they won't have to worry about how much money we made off of this fan film.
Well, if it works, I mean, the best case scenario is they have their own franchise.
That too.
And then they probably at that point start hiring folks to expand their universe,
or have Warner Brothers distribute it and make a
either
profit
way.
of it.
Like that. So look,
this is cool.
There's making money on this probably wouldn't be my chief concern, right? But it's can I make it happen so that I have an actual future, like a legit career in this thing.
So it looks really interesting. I highly recommend you go ahead and you check out the trailer because I definitely think it's worth a watch, especially if you are a Harry Potter fan. Because just like Josh said, they are getting the way to tell this story pretty darn close to source material. And
so many of us love it. I mean, it's not impossible for really any huge Harry Potter fan to write some short story in the same sort of genre type storytelling as Harry Potter. I mean, you can do it because you love it. This is really exceptional.
Now it is the time of the episode where we look at the world of comics, the superheroes, the stories, and how they're affecting film and other media. And ladies and gentlemen,
most importantly, how they're affecting me.
True. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
So keep it on this Hogwarts train, right? Let's keep hogging on the Hogwarts Express.
Wait, how does Hogwarts train have anything to do with Cape Talk? I'm confused.
Mashable has put out an article that said, we sorted superheroes into Hogwarts houses so you don't have to.
I automatically discount everything you just said because you said Mashable.
What's wrong with Mashable?
It's second to BuzzFeed in the worst website ever.
These 17 celebrities have 12 toes.
You'll never guess who number 5 is.
Yeah, I forgot to pepper in the you'll never guess.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's good.
What you need to explain to me before we go into this, which first off, I think it's stupid. Just gonna put that out there. I don't know the criterion for each house. Can you give me a breakdown of what makes a Gryffindor so griffy? I'm assuming Slytherins are sly, because it's right in the name.
If you're a fan of our second podcast, Hey Did You See? There's a little section that we did for the last couple shows where we explained to Craig Newcomb things that he doesn't know because he didn't watch the rest of the Marvel Netflix series. This is the part of That Kind of Nerds podcast where we had to re-explain Harry Potter's houses to Brian because he didn't retain this information because he hates Harry Potter.
I don't hate Harry Potter. I'm just not a Potterhead.
All right.
All right.
There are 4 houses, Brian.
I know that much.
Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, Slytherin.
I got the names, yeah. I dig it. Continue.
Gryffindor values bravery, daring, nerve, and chivalry.
Wait, should I be taking notes?
No, just, you know.
Okay, all right.
I'm just going to give you sort of what they value. I'm not going to give you like the whole story. Just bravery, daring, nerve, and chivalry. Those 4 words. Hufflepuff. Hard work, dedication, patience, loyalty, and fair play.
Okay.
Ravenclaw. Intelligence, knowledge, and wit. Slytherin, ambition, cunning, resourcefulness.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
CJ.
All right. So knowing those criteria, let's throw out a couple
I already forget half of them, but go ahead.
let's throw out some feelers. Just kind of see where you put them into. So let's talk about Harley Quinn. Okay, so we know her personality, right? We know what she's about.
Sure.
Let's put the sorting hat on her head. Where does she belong?
I forget half the criteria. Josh?
Honestly, I put her in Ravenclaw, I think.
I was leaning towards Ravenclaw as well.
See, I agree with the article in putting her in Hufflepuff.
Because
she doesn't...
Loyalty? Because loyalty?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
She's really into that. So I'll put her in Hufflepuff.
Fair enough.
Okay, let's move on to someone that we know and we've talked about before, and that is Luke Cage.
Hufflepuff.
Well, yeah,
I'm just guessing. I haven't looked at the article. Hufflepuff.
It has to be Hufflepuff.
See... Does it have to be Hufflepuff?
Hard work, dedication, patience, loyalty, fair play. I mean, I don't know how else I could describe Luke Cage to you. I mean, yes, he's brave.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's willing to put himself.
He is, but I don't find him particularly daring. He hid for all those years.
For the most part, let's just get this out of the way. 90% of your superheroes are brave. I don't think we can really focus on that criteria.
Touche.
So if they put him in Gryffindor, I got to disagree.
Okay, they did, and you made a right argument. I agree that we should resort him. All right, Brian.
CJ.
Spider-Man. For me, this is Ravenclaw all the way.
Because wit?
Yeah, because wit.
Yeah.
And
okay.
Just knowing that house.
I put him immediately in Gryffindor.
You put him in Gryffindor right away?
I would put him
immediately in Gryffindor with no question.
Yeah.
See, I'm just also imagining Peter Parker himself, right? He's never...
You didn't ask about Peter Parker.
I know.
Spider-Man.
Well,
is he the same person when he's got the suit on? Does he behave the same?
No. You're going with Gryffindor?
Can you read off the Gryffindor criteria again?
Bravery, daring, nerve, and chivalry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And compare that to what did you say? Ravenclaw. intelligence, knowledge, and wit. I get the wit part.
Well, in the intelligence part,
he's
Sure, smart, but that's a Peter Parker thing.
Well, Spider-Man on several occasions has used his intelligence.
Yeah, when he's in battle,
I get it. I just think that the daring, the nerve, and the chivalry outshine the intelligence when he's about this.
I mean, there's a case either way, but I there's no wrong answer.
Is there
right?
a Griffin Claw?
Where'd they put him?
They put him in Gryffindor. All right, now it's time to talk about the Dark Knight himself, Batman.
Is one of the criteria is rich?
No.
I mean, he's got to be Gryffindor, right? Daring, brave.
I put him in Slytherin.
That's where I put him too.
Slytherin. Oh,
resourcefulness, and cunning.
Word. I'm good with that.
All right, and then our final one.
Wait, where'd the site put him?
Oh, the site put him in Slytherin as well.
George Clooney Batman is a Hufflepuff.
He's got the nipples and everything. Yeah. I can see that. Okay, this one I don't have a hard time. This is just weird for me. But where would you put the Joker?
Slytherin. Not because he's evil. The man is cunning and resourceful.
But wit. Hold on. But Ravenclaw's about wit.
So I think of one specific aspect of the Joker, and I put him in Gryffindor.
Oh, so we're all in different houses.
I think about his relationship with Harley Quinn, and I put him in Gryffindor immediately.
Why?
Well, because whether you like it or not, he's pretty chivalrous when it comes to her. The nerve,
he
daring,
beats the shit out of her all the time.
Okay,
he does smack her around,
and he kills people that even look at her wrong.
That's true too.
It's a complex character, this guy.
Yes, it's and I'm not. Listen, I don't want to get into the thing where I'm justifying any of this.
He's a Hufflegrifflenclaw.
Look,
this is why I think this is stupid, by the way.
Ambition, cunning, and resourcefulness. Yes, he's got that. I don't think you can nail the Joker down, but for me, I again over-index on daring.
The Joker is cunning all the way. Like that is the trait.
In no way ambitious. In no way.
But he's resourceful.
But he's in no way does he want to climb the ladder. In no way.
He doesn't want the ladder at all. He wants to destroy the ladder.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why he's not Slytherin.
Why he's disqualified.
This is why this is stupid.
The site put him in Ravenclaw.
Okay. I mean, he's brilliant. He knows something about everything, and he's witty. I get all of it.
All right. The last one we'll do is Soups. We'll do Superman.
Gryffindor.
Fucking kind of.
Can you?
Although there's an absolute argument can be made for Hufflepuff.
I see. I think Gryffindor also too, just because of the jockiness of the House Gryffindor. But I think you're right, maybe on Hufflepuff.
I think because I think about Clark Kent. So
yeah. Well, wait.
No. Because no.
Clark Kent is a disguise.
Yeah. Yes. So again, give me what the site said.
Site said Hufflepuff.
Ryan, I'm good at this fucking game.
I'm so happy for you.
Josh Burns, I declare you the official That Kind of Nerd sorting hat.
I am the sorting hat.
He's got the voice down and everything.
Gryffindor!
But remember, the hat takes into account where you want to be chosen.
Where would you sort me, sorting hat? Sort me and CJ.
Sort you and CJ?
Yeah, why the fuck not? If we're going to sort superheroes because that's dumb, why don't you just sort me and CJ?
That's so personal.
You're
I don't think I can...
No. I want to hear this now.
I know you do. That's
and then I'm going to have my feelings hurt, but whatever.
CJ's Hufflepuff.
Don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. No, because there I am like Harry Potter going, anything but Hufflepuff. Ooh, Hufflepuff, huh?
No, I honestly, I don't put either of you in Gryffindor.
Good.
Neither of you go in Slytherin.
Even though when I took the Pottermore test, I got Gryffindor.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So I'm guessing we're both Ravenclaw.
I put you both in Ravenclaw.
Yeah, it's kind of where I feel too. And Josh is the sorting hat. He doesn't go in any house. He is the sorting hat.
Yes, I don't belong to a house. I belong to Hogwarts.
That's right. I'm really curious to hear what you, the listener, think of these sortings. And we would definitely love for you to go ahead and give us some feedback. So you can hit us up on thatkindofnerd.com or on Facebook and Twitter. Just search That Kind of Nerd. Definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about that. So, Brian, I have sent you a tweet that we got from Austin Winchester, fan of the show, new listener, Austin. Hi, Austin.
Hi, Austin.
And he had tweeted just a simple question to an image that he got, which was, is this real? And what it is a picture from
I don't think he said it in that side of a high-pitched voice.
No, he probably sounds much more manly, like, yo, is this real?
Most certainly. Is that what a man sounds like to you?
The image that he sent us is a picture of Deathstroke with, to caption says, I keep my promises, hashtag Deathstroke Original Series. And it was sent out by the actor who played Deathstroke in the CW's Arrow. And I was curious what you made of this or what you've heard about this. And
I've heard nothing because it's not real, and I don't think it's real.
We like it, right? You like it, right?
Is it Austin? Is it? I'm sorry to just like completely ruin your dreams, but it's not real.
It's all right. It's real.
It's a real fine Photoshop.
It is real, and it's real the same way that Aaron Paul is doing Ghost Rider. It's real that way.
Whoa. What?
It's real.
Are you telling me you haven't shot, produced, and you're not editing Ghost Rider right now, starring Aaron Paul?
I'm in post-production, but it's not real yet.
Now I'm confused.
I really like the Deathstroke thing. I like the idea of a Deathstroke original series. I like it because he's very much a Deadpool type character. He's not always villainous. He can be very sort of just indifferent and killing people. That much I like. They also did his origin, I thought, very well on Arrow with Manu Bennett, who can carry a show because Spartacus. Because Spartacus. So I'm cool. I want to see it, but some random dude sending a tweet and a picture and a thing.
It was actually by him.
I know that he's still a random dude though. Like he's not a showrunner.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Listen, I mean, it's a great concept. I think, you back the F off.
No, I won't talk. No, you do your thing.
Yeah.
How many times did Ryan Reynolds say, I want to be Deadpool, I am Deadpool, before he was actually Deadpool?
Yeah, it took him like 15 years to get that done.
Right, it takes time.
The thing is, like, I don't see them ever doing a TV show about a hitman. I think it would be cool. I think it would be awesome for like a streaming service, like the DC streaming service. But I mean, definitely not a network show.
So here's the thing: it's real in the sense of, man, does he really want this to happen? And he's actually he's making a push for this around the internet. He's trying to get fan support to get the CW or DC, anybody to really pick this up. I think it has to be Berlanti running it, at least producing it. Maybe not him doing it, but he's like, "Hey, I'm here to look at the scripts. Goodbye," kind of thing. And I think Brian's right. We had talked about the DC is trying to make a streaming service to do. Was it Young Justice?
Young Justice and Titans.
And Titans, right. And this would be something that maybe you would throw on that. In my opinion, it's kind of like how CBS All Access is trying to get Star Trek Discovery to get people to get CBS All Access. I think if you threw Young Justice, Titans, and this Deathstroke series on this DC streaming service, I'd shell out $8. No more. $8.
I'm almost positive I said I would pay any amount of money just to watch Young Justice. Dude,
right, but I don't have that.
Have you seen that show?
No, I haven't.
It's on Netflix. Please do both of yourselves a favor, and after you're finally caught up on the season of Arrow, Flash, and Supergirl, watch Young Justice. It is such a good show.
Anyway, sorry, Austin. It's not happening yet, but let's get some fan base behind it. Let's get people retweeting this and demanding it, and let's someone go track down Greg Berlanti. Give him a great big hug because that man is just a freaking saint.
And
then ask him to
give
do
more than a hug.
Yeah, I'll give him a handy.
Exactly.
Under the table.
I'll do some hand stuff for Greg Berlanti.
Right, hand stuff all day. Greg Berlanti, you deserve it.
He has given me some of the best TV shows in recent years.
So the other topic that we came across was Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 is officially announced. I'm not a fan of the Lego games only just because I don't have time to play them. Can someone tell me why this is a big deal?
Christian loves these games.
I was a fan of Lego Marvel Superheroes. It was a lot of fun.
How long ago was that though? Like 2013, right?
Hang on.
He's probably got it right there.
Sure he does. He's got it right next to his desk.
Copyright 2013.
Okay, so it's been some time. The trailer really highlights Guardians of the Galaxy right now, just mainly because the movie just came out. But
That's also got like Spider-Man 2099 in it. I mean, come on, it's gonna be awesome. I'm all on board. Spider-Man 2099 is probably my favorite Spider-Man next to the original Spider-Man. And when I say that, I know there's not like a crap ton of Spider-Man, even though there are a few. But it's got one of my favorite costumes.
So, Josh, knowing that Christian loves the Lego series video games, is this something that you're probably going to get? Is it something that is interesting to you? Is this...
Well, I mean, sure. But I mean, get for, I guess, Xbox. Well, you know what's funny is I have a PS4 and it's not hooked up.
Hook that shit up.
You listen, as an Xbox enthusiast, you should hook up your PlayStation. Okay, you should really get your PlayStation hooked up.
We'll see, but Christian will get it whenever. When is it? It's not. He's not going to get it brand new because I don't do that.
I do.
Did they give a release date? Yes. The release date is already out, May 23rd.
Oh wow, we're late. I need to go get that shit.
We're behind this.
You buried the lead.
Yeah, lead buried.
No, I did not. This is not burying the lead.
It's like the definition of burying the lead.
That's exactly the definition.
No, this is just me not doing research.
You buried it 2 weeks later.
Feels like a bait and switch sometimes too.
Our apologies.
How deep should I bury this? 2 weeks deep. Let me get 2 weeks to fucking get there.
Our apologies for being late on this, but it looks great. It is very interesting.
I blame CJ.
To see how it is.
It's all his fault.
Josh, in your job, you travel quite a bit. Do you ever stay at an Airbnb in your life ever?
I have not at this point, but it's an easy option. My only issue and my qualm to this point has been it's like you need to get pre-verified. That can be an issue. Go ahead.
So you can rent the Ninja Turtles lair in New York City for just $10 through Airbnb. $10 a night. I'm obviously going to include the link in the show notes so you guys can see these pictures. Brian, as a Turtles fan, I love to hear your reaction to this and what you think about this layer.
This shit is awesome. There was a secret in my ooze while I was looking through this stuff. I had a lot of turtle power going on. Wow. This was this looks awesome. And dude, I don't need to stay overnight in New York because it's not that far away from us, but shit, I want to stay there for a couple nights. It looks like fun. It looks huge too. The place looks awesome.
It looks gigantic.
And like they have like a whole like gaming section and everything, which that's Mikey's section and whatever, but it's all decked out like it looks legit and not like the shitty lair from like the first movie, which was really dark and mildewy. Like this looks like the second lair that they got with like the train car in the middle of it and like all the freaking like the basketball court just in the center of the sewer. It looks awesome.
I'm reading this article. But here's what it sounds like. It sounds to me it's in Tribeca.
Yes.
But it sounds more like your $10 is your cover charge, and they probably pack 100 people in this place.
I'm okay with that then.
I'm just saying. I'm looking at it. I get you. This looks like it's probably just a party house.
Well, listen. There's the 4, and then you got Casey Jones and April. Obviously, you got Splinter, so there's 8 right there.
Whole Foot Clan.
Not the entire Foot Clan, but like the one Foot that like kind of joined them and realized that the Foot Clan was bad. I could think of all of the Turtles' friends. There's got to be enough to fill this.
Vanilla Ice will clearly.
Vanilla Ice is totally going to be there.
I'm looking through these pictures. The thing that killed me, just absolutely floored me, was the wall of boom boxes.
Yeah, how cool is that?
Did you see that?
I did, and then it's got an arch that says "Ninjas
Move in Shadows."
Yeah. Oh, and then there's the kid who was the kid who was going to join the Foot.
Danny. I too once had a family. Danny.
I too would hang
many
out with
years
Danny.
ago. I lived in Japan.
Yeah,
a pet of my master Yoshi. Oh, you didn't think I had all the words?
I got all the words. You did.
I did.
So here's the other part to this. Before you get really excited, hop on Airbnb. It's like totally booked.
Of course it is, because it's freaking Ninja Turtle there. Yes.
But Josh, I'm okay if the model is, hey, pay the $10 and that reserves your spot, and then we'll just shove 50 people in here, order a whole bunch of pizza, and let's just make it happen.
Like for me, this is, $10 to hang out with a bunch of strangers for a night. Like all right. Is someone bringing the Tito's? Because it's going to be a good time. Like I'll get in there and mix it up. It's fine.
Excuse me, the Turtles don't endorse alcoholic beverages.
This would be some people's nightmare. Looking at you, Brian.
I was saying, looking at Brian.
Looking at you, Brian.
Dude, listen. There's a wall of TVs. Just hook up a gaming system to them. I'll make 3 friends who want to play Super Smash Brothers with me.
No, true. Brian, you own a Nintendo Switch. You bring the Switch to the party, and you are the party.
This could be our roof party.
This is the millennial party that you bring your Switch to.
Oh my God. Right?
Like, you go to the basketball court when people are playing real life basketball, and then you play basketball on the Switch. This is what this is.
Awesome.
Listen, it looks
you're
really
joking, but I'm dead serious.
I know you're not. I know you're serious. This is really cool. You should really check it out. And if you're in the Tribeca area and you can, take some pictures of this for real or tell us a little bit more about it, I'd love to hear anything that you could tell us about this in real life. So definitely check this out and let us know if you're able to get there for real. All right. There's one other thing in Cape Talk that I want to discuss, and I want to keep it very brief, concise. And if you're one of those people who is afraid of any potential spoilers on anything, Brian and I want to give a spoiler-free, really quick, just impression, hot take on Wonder Woman. If you're super paranoid and you think something's going to get ruined by our conversation, there is a timestamp in the show notes. You can just jump to the time where we are done with this topic, and you are welcome. But we're going to keep it spoiler-free. Brian, I'd love to hear your impressions of Wonder Woman.
And also, Josh is seeing it tomorrow, so we're not going to mess that up.
Right. No, I would never dream of messing that up for you. I highly enjoyed this movie. I think it is by far the best DC movie to come out in probably the past 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that highly of it. Now, the minor complaints I have about it are very minor to the point where, like, I don't care. She is amazing in the role. She is just so she's strong, she kicks ass, but she's so charming. Like, every line that she delivers, you're just like when I think Wonder Woman, I think Gal Gadot now. Like,
that's a big statement.
She personifies this role. Like, she's very good in it.
So best thing since Man of Steel is what you said.
I think it's better than Man of Steel.
Better than Man of Steel.
I agree with that as well.
It is by far the best DC movie in this DC expanded universe. Her and Chris Pine have amazing chemistry together. They play off of each other really well. I mean, it's your typical origin story. So yeah, there's build up. There's, an hour of backstory of her on Themyscira and things like that.
There needs to be, yeah.
I'm okay with that. Like, it was good. It had a good amount of, like, comedic moments with this whole kind of fish out of water, kind of feeling that she has going into man's world for the first time. Obviously, there's some comedy that follows there. The action was awesome. Every time she starts flipping people around with that lasso, I got giddy. Like, it was really well done. That's all I'm gonna have to say about it.
I too think it is I think it is the best DC movie of the extended universe. I do think that's a low hurdle to jump, but they set the bar high for movies following it. Gal Gadot, I completely agree with you, is Wonder Woman now. I mean, when I think Wonder Woman, I think her. She did a fantastic job. Chris Pine did a great job. The supporting cast did a great job. Really wasn't a weak link within any of the actors. Everyone was really great. The action was so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. There is, it still feels and has the tone of some of the Zack Snyder movies where, color is kind of dark.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, it's very muted.
But it fits in with the overarching
with the fact
world.
that it's like in the end of World War One. Like,
right, yeah.
That's kind of what I expect.
Yeah, 100 years ago, right?
It feels good, and unlike Man of Steel, it doesn't feel jarring to you. It feels like, oh, this makes sense. Like, there's a reason why colors aren't all over the place.
I hate how much you hate on Man of Steel.
I hate Man of Steel.
Here's the thing.
I love Man of Steel.
I enjoy Man of Steel too, but the thing that sets this apart from Man of Steel is, like, yes, everything is very dark and dreary, and, like, war is going on, but she is shines. Like this shining light in the middle of it.
Yes, which is like what Superman should have been.
Exactly, and she's very much in between her acting and the way she plays that role and just her general demeanor overall. she is this like beacon of hope in this movie, and that's why I love her so much.
And there was an observation that my wife made about it, which I will save for next week when we do some spoiler things. So please tune in next week so I can talk about that.
I did see something online. It had like the poster that has like all those like real quick, like spectacular, like amazing quotes about it, right? And someone comments on it and says, "I'm afraid of what this is going to teach our children." And someone else immediately commented like, "Oh, what, female superheroes can't be strong and whatever." And he goes, "No, that the DC universe can make a good movie."
It was really good. I liked the chemistry between the whole cast. The action was, like I said, really good. I am hopeful, right? And this is what we've said when we saw and heard about this movie. Man, do I feel hopeful for what's coming down the DC universe. And I'm okay with where this is going. This really, though, needs to be the launching pad to correct their path and to fix things.
I was going to ask you,
so I'm hopeful.
Do you feel like you said you're hopeful? You're hopeful because you saw this movie, you thought it was great. So we're recording on a Saturday. I'm taking the kids to see it Sunday. Appropriate? Both kids? Everything good?
Yeah.
There's going to be I know there's two scenes that would probably be a little much for probably Zoe.
Scary?
Just spooky.
Yeah. Okay, spooky. I'm okay with spooky.
Yeah.
She'll handle that. She'll snuggle.
Like, no one actually gets hurt. Yeah. You'll have and you'll know it. You can read the scene and be like, it should probably. But yeah, no, appropriate.
So you see this. Do you think I'm now confident in the direction of the stuff that I hated previously? I like I don't think
this doesn't change anything that's come before.
No, it doesn't.
But it's a good launching point for the future.
And to me, you can see Jeff Johns pulling some of the reins. I mean, like, hey, no. Come, let's focus on the characters and where we are.
You know what? I didn't realize that. You know who wrote that script, and no one's going to care. But Alan Heinberg wrote that script, who has actually written a whole slew of comic books, but he was in TV beforehand as well. So like the guy knows like the material and knows how to make that stuff work on screen. I think Patty Jenkins did an amazing job directing it. It's great. Cinematographically a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, most definitely, and we're gonna see with Justice League, like that character, she cannot change in Justice League. She's got to continue being that kind of hope beacon.
It's a whole lot of hope in this movie.
There is a whole lot of hope in the DC universe right now.
What I will say is this, and this is what I liked, and other movies who are part of a bigger world, please take notice. They just focused on her, which is what I want. I don't want...
Well, that's what a solo movie should do.
Right. I don't want allusions to another character too heavily. I mean, it's good. It's definitely certainly... I can understand why critics are enjoying it. It's a great place to... If you really don't want people to have prejudice against the DC extended universe, you can start here. It's not going to hurt anybody. Highly recommend checking it out. And Josh, cannot wait to hear your thoughts on it next week. And next week we'll do a spoiler cast-ish episode. It's not going to be the entirety of the show, but we'll discuss Wonder Woman. I just wanted to give some quick opinions. We like it. This is the movie that we were hoping for. This is the movie that we deserve. And keep going on, DC. Let's keep this boat in this direction. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Cape Talk. I had come across this article in Wired that really just kind of grabbed me and fascinated me. Carnegie Mellon University has a project going for an idea called synthetic sensors. And this is a device that seriously is no bigger than a saltine cracker that just plugs into an outlet, and it is a remarkable home sensor. You guys watched the video on this, and it's included within the show notes. Josh, when I know you were freaking out when you were watching this and some of the capabilities, can you just kind of, in a nutshell, tell people what this is and why this is kind of interesting?
Yeah, it's a multi-frequency sensor. I don't know what spectrums, because it's multiple spectrums that it measures. Without a camera, is able to measure in a room movement, sound, many different frequencies, heat, and can learn what each of those frequencies is, and then essentially will feed an entire automation software suite.
So this way you can kind of gather data about what's going on in a room, how many times people are using it. The one demo that they had was people were ripping paper towels down, and it's like counting the paper towels. It's like,
yeah, I'm watching the video going, damn it, Jimmy, why are you using so many paper? Like I'm thinking here, you know what's crazy is like the operator brain in me went to, I mean, this is amazing for businesses.
And that's
right?
what I thought too, yeah.
Like, so we can save so much on expenses, right? Why does Jimmy need so many goddamn paper towels? Or like, you know, every time Jamie makes coffee, she runs the faucet for an hour and a half. Why?
I was thinking, dude, people keep opening and closing the door of conference room B, right? We leave the AC blasting with the doors open, and we're just pumping air into nowhere. And then people leave the lights on all the time. So we got to get conference room B under control. The other thing I thought of was, Brian, for your palatial estate, this is a fantastic way to track where the cats are within the room. What room is the most popular?
There's very few of them, but it's important to know where they are.
Whatever room I'm not in is the most popular room for them. They've made that very clear.
This is also a great way to know when are the people in your in-house Blockbuster restocking movies. Right?
Listen,
and who's made popcorn in the
Do
fridge?
they, like, when you enter a room, do they sort of scoff and walk out slowly
They, in
staring at you?
fact, scoff with derision.
Derision.
With derision and go. I mean, if we're going to talk about my uses for this, the only thing I can figure out is I know, based on heat sensors, when the cats are summoning their demons. And I know when to get the hell away.
But in all seriousness, this is a really cool tool. And here's
the joke is the cats are from hell.
I got
it. They are of Satan.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Imagining. So this is a very secure platform too. So like everyone's like, oh, my privacy. Well, first off, no camera. Huzzah. And secondly, very secure. But I can imagine if you could plug this into like an Alexa or Google Home, or cross your fingers if Apple makes a
stop. Those this is way beyond what those can handle. This is more full home automation.
Right.
Think Savant Pro, that type of, like, this is not Google Home.
No. Here's what I'm thinking. Jimmy's pulling down the paper towels.
Yeah.
It knows the counts, the roll.
Stop it, Jimmy.
And then it reorders paper towels before Jimmy gets to the end of the roll. I'm just thinking that. I'm not saying the whole home automation.
The Amazon Alexa, Google Home, anything that Apple puts together, they're all going to be subpar.
Yeah.
Because you can't integrate that many inputs into this fixed device. You need an entire network of computers, basically. And the other thing, the only viability problem I have with this right now is aesthetically, you're not. Look. This is the product they brought to market.
No, this isn't a go-to-market thing yet. This is clearly
it's a 10-minute video of them demonstrating its go-to-market capability. I'm telling you.
Right, but they're not done the product design.
We don't know that.
You can't leave the...
We don't know how much functionality is affected or in some way impaired by a shell. And I have to think that it would be pretty detrimental. These are basically, it's like an exposed nerve, this thing.
I see what you're saying. I don't think anyone would ever go to market because you could just damage it way too quickly. Like you have to put something over.
Obviously, I don't see how you can shield it and get the same functionality. I think it's a problem.
Leave it to Carnegie Mellon. So, Brian, here's the question I have.
Will this tell me? So here's what I'm thinking. Because we already covered the fact that, businesses, this is like a really good idea to like roll out along like small, medium, large businesses. I don't see the home application at all.
Energy consumption.
Absolutely.
Unless it can tell me and send a message to my smartphone when I left the stove on. I don't ever have to say to myself, did I leave the stove on?
Yeah.
It can.
No, I shut it off. But did I?
It can tell you if the microwave door is open.
Yeah, it can tell you if you left the water running. It can connect to your Nest and be like, "Hey, temperature." Because the Nest has features built into that of, "Hey, when you're away, we'll make it this sensor." But you can hook it up to some HomeKit items. There's some things in there to control your house, especially like if you're away. You can be like, why is my sync running? I'm not home. So, I mean, I can even see some little security applications for it.
It's brilliant as a prototype.
It's Jimmy. He's in your home. He's running your faucets. He's taking your paper towels.
God damn it, Jimmy.
Damn it, Jimmy. Always Jimmy. It's a brilliant prototype. And everyone should watch the video because I was blown away by how the devices learn and sort of build permutations and then track everything at once and how everything is linked together. And it's just measuring these frequencies. This plus this equals this is happening.
It's super interesting. I know it's very nerdy, and some people are like, watch the video. You'll be like, I want one of these things. This is pretty cool. I have no idea what I would do with it, but God, do I want one.
That's why you call this segment Tech Perspective.
That is why I'm asking for your tech perspective. No, that is not the theme.
Beep, boop, boop.
That is not the theme.
Beep.
Not the theme. Not the theme.
You've made him a sad machine.
I broke a Brian. Oh no.
So second piece of tech perspective. I located
that is not the stop it. Bad Brian.
Sad Brian. I'm always with the pictures of the kids and stuff, and I do a ton. Every picture I take, that I'm going to really want to save, I edit, right? I do a ton of editing. There's an app called Halide. I didn't design it.
You didn't? Holy shit.
Certainly available for iOS. I have not looked into its Android availability. I paid $2.99 for it. It is a super customizable camera app. I mean, very, very customizable to the aperture and exposure as sliders on the screen.
Right.
A manual focus, snap back to autofocus, easy to get the angles you want because within the grid there's a level. It's really very insane and it's fun to use. I would recommend anybody try it. Again, $3 when it launched. I know they're going to move to 5 at some point, so if it's still 3, please get it now. I mean, $2, who cares? But
here's a question I have.
40% savings.
I have about 3 camera apps on my iPhone right now, not including the stock one. And knowing you, I know your mantra has always been native is always better.
Native is always better.
How often are you using this app compared to your native camera app? Because I know with kids, a moment happens so quick, and just having the quick launch, it's
Sure. So I use the quick launch for those for candid moments, things like that.
Sure.
However, right now, the apps I have, camera apps. Okay, I have the camera app. I have Pro HDR,
right,
Focus Twist, Over, and then a bunch of editing apps like Diptych, Video Shop, Color Splash, Snapseed, Darkroom. I have Google Photos, obviously, and now Halide. And I use this the same as I use. So Pro HDR is an app that I've been using for years. When I go someplace and I'm taking photos of a scene, right? I'm being a tourist, which isn't frequent, but we get up to the top of the observation tower in Los Angeles and I can see the whole city. I'm not using the native app for that.
Right.
I'm just not. Right. I'm using something that will on purpose give me a better picture. That is the purpose for something like Halide. So imagine we're coming up on summer. You're going to be going on vacation. You're going to be taking a bunch of pictures in places on purpose, right? I think immediately, right? Boardwalk pictures, vacation pictures, pictures on the beach, like where I actually want to be able to control the amount of light being let in manually, right? Or angles or shutter speed. Look, this isn't portrait mode on iPhone, which is amazing on iPhone 7 and everyone should use it.
7 Plus.
But that's what I have. So
it's just not available on the 7.
Fair enough. 7 Plus. Everybody get a 7 Plus and use portrait mode. It's fantastic. But this is normal pictures, but you get to be a bit more creative. And if you're not like me, I'm not a camera guy. I'm not good. I don't have a good eye. But apps like this give me a better eye. For $3, totally worth it. That's by Brian. That was my tech perspective.
beep, boop, boop, boop.
Don't encourage him.
I will never stop encouraging Brian.
Josh, don't sell yourself short. You have a good eye for talent.
And I mean, Brian is funny, but looks aren't everything.
This is true. I don't take photos, so I have no perspective on this at all.
So now it's time to round out the show with just 2 random topics that I found around the internet. And I have been saying for years that for text messaging, for emails, for any kind of digital communication that isn't done with a video or your voice, we need to agree on a sarcastic font or something to put in front of a text to let you know I'm being fucking sarcastic, okay? And the wonderful folks at College Humor have made that plus 7 other punctuation marks that we need way too much, and we need them right now. So there is one for sarcastics, and it's like a jagged parentheses. It kind of looks like your whole sentence is about to...
If you're texting me, you should probably know that all the things I say are sarcastic.
The other one they have in there...
No special font required, just assume it.
The other one they have is the I'm not angry mark, which is fantastic when you need to be brief but not angry. For example, we need to talk. And the I'm not angry looks like it's just a tiny little smiley face just on the bottom. Just the little smiley face. What is the one that jumps out for you? What is the one that you think we need in our lives?
Yeah, I like, for me, I guess the super ellipsis is interesting.
For the dramatic pause. So it's
like an extreme dramatic pause.
Yeah.
When you want the reader to wait a good 20 seconds before reading the next part of the sentence.
And it looks like a period.
That's why I send separate text messages.
Right, and that's generally what I do, but instead of that, I could just use the super ellipsis. Although, and here's the thing, they created this hemi-demi semicolon,
yes,
which, in my opinion, is just a poor crutch for idiots. Look,
well, they say when you're
I get
too
it.
lazy
If
to
you
learn.
if you don't know when it's appropriate to use a semicolon and you're too lazy to learn, you can use this.
Nah.
You know what? Screw that shit. Like, figure it out. It's not that hard. Punctuation isn't that hard. It's not. The Morgan Freemark, Brian, reminds readers that they can read words in any voice they want. So maybe they should read these words in Morgan Freeman's voice.
And so Kevin took his big swag of vodka.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Brian hates all this.
Okay, but I can't do a good enough Morgan Freeman impression in my head.
In your head? In your head?
I can't even do it in my head.
Man, I can do it in my head.
I can't justice. The only thing I read all of my text messages in Josh Burns' voice. All of them.
The only impression you can't do in your head is Teller from Penn and Teller because you don't know what he fucking sounds like.
I'm sure I could find some YouTube file that has him talking.
Please. I would love to hear that man's voice. All right, so Brian thinks this is dumb.
I do.
That ends our scheduled topics for this week's episode. But we have one more thing that we need your help with, and I'm going to turn the mic over here to Josh.
We love bringing this podcast to you weekly. We're intensely passionate about helping you be the awesome nerds you are and sharing our ridiculous perspectives on topics large and small, irrelevant and life-changing. There's a lot that goes into planning, creating, producing, and delivering our ridiculous perspectives to you, and there's some costs associated. Here's where I ask you for some help. Please visit us at patreon.com/thatkindofnerd and watch the video so we can explain to you why you should contribute. Your sponsorship keeps the nerdy content flowing through our mics, and you receive one of the best produced nerdy podcasts available anywhere in time and space every week. We reserve the right to order you by class and will absolutely bestow upon you a level of nerdiness based upon your sponsorship. We want to thank you for being with us. We look forward to providing you your nerdy fix for many years to come.
And part of that support that we're asking you for is to continue to make amazing content and new projects. For instance, we launched our second podcast, Hey, Did You See? And we are going to be launching this Wednesday with our new series where we are covering the 5th season of House of Cards. We want to continue to bring fantastic quality to you guys. Hey, Did You See has been such a fun project, and we definitely cannot wait for you guys to join the discussion, just like you do every single week on That Kind of Nerd for Hey, Did You See? see as we cover this amazing Netflix series. So please go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd. If you've forgotten that, you can go into the show notes and I have included a link. Help support the show any way you can. Our rewards start at $1, so anything you can give is greatly appreciated. I want to thank you guys, the fans, for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work. I am CJ Millen, joined as always by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
The Burnstons.
Burnstons.
We will see you guys next week.
If you love comics and sci-fi and technology, television, video games, and fantasy, well, take a listen to our show. I'm sure you'll see there's many points where we can agree. Like that Martha as a plot point was just too absurd, and Apple versus Android is a case to be heard, and that Josh Trank's new Fantastic Four was a turd. Well, welcome to the club, cause you are that kind of nerd.
I'm writing a fanfic for Harry Potter. It's where Ron and Voldemort hook up.
Harry Potter
the missing story. You know that 10 minutes where Ron fucked off in Deathly Hallows?
I'll show you my Patronus if you show me yours.
That's what it's all about. It's the missing 10 minutes.
Hooking up, snogging Voldemort.
Hey man, why don't you come back to my place, have some butter beer,
I've got my Cavassier.
play some GameCube, listen to some Jack Johnson.